That's good.
Hello.
Hello, Jenny. Perfect. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Good to have you here. Hello, Soha. Just reading your message in the question and answers. That's good. So, Jenny, you know you're number 3, yeah? So you can relax a little bit.
I cannot be relaxed. No, it's very.
No, yeah.
You know, I'm not getting used to this type of online speech.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me.
You should handle your presentation on your own. So if it's your turn, yeah, then please share your screen and show us your presentation, because we say this is much easier than doing it centralized or something like this.
Okay.
Good. A warm welcome to all. Meanwhile, I think we just give it 1 or 2 minutes or before we really start, so that everybody can open his Zoom window and so on. And you know, sometimes you have some technical problems. Oh, and I just see many people already using the question and answers session, this and the chat. That's really good. Hi, Soha. Nice to meet you. Oh, you are muted, Soha.
Yes, sir. Hi, everyone. Hi, Eleni.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi. Hello. Sir.
Thank you, Tate, for all your efforts. You're doing great.
Yeah, thank you. First time. Thank you, guys.
You're doing great. There will always be a first time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next time I will be better. Trust me.
Hi, Soha. I will report your accomplishment to my boss.
Yes.
Please do so. Please do so. Yeah. Okay, we are still waiting 1 or 2 minutes so that everybody can, because I see that the attendees number is raising and raising. So we give you time to accommodate yourself, open all your screens and adjust the settings and so on. And in just 1 or 2 minutes, we will start with our webinar. Soha, you look like it is cold in Beirut, is it? Many coats and so on.
It is cold. Yeah. It's really, there's something in Beirut. It's 4 degrees. Can you imagine?
4?
4.
We even have more here in Vienna. What's going on?
It's even snowing in Beirut. This is crazy. The weather is crazy.
Okay.
Usually in March we have the spring. Usually in March we have short sleeves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It is freezing here. It's freezing.
I was in Greece last week. It was the same. Cold, rain, and in Brussels, sunshine and 15 degrees.
Yes, and this is strange for Lebanon and our Mediterranean region. It's even the weather is getting crazy, not only the country.
Crazy, not only the country. So crazy times we're living in. So, ending the small talk, I guess, I think we should start because our time is limited also here, yeah, for like usual such webinars. Warm welcome to everybody joining us today for this Reed Exhibitions / WPO webinar. It is our first cooperation in such a webinar. My name is Johannes Bergmeier. I am General Secretary of WPO. You see my logo here, WPO, the World Packaging Organization. And I'm really happy that we can do such formats because packaging is such an important issue, even in strange times we are living in. We should trust on good packaging, and this is what we are working for. WPO is the worldwide organization, association of national packaging institutes, the International Assembly of Packaging Institutes. Our headquarters are located here in Vienna, where I'm sitting at the moment, but we are really acting worldwide in more than 65 countries and regions worldwide, still growing and growing. And even in times like we are still fighting with COVID in many countries, but we said we have to go on with our work. And this is why we are doing many of cooperations. And I'm very happy about the cooperation. We just started it about a year ago, nearly a year ago, with Reed Exhibitions in China. And this is really one of our most fruitful cooperations we had so far, starting with many actions. And I'm also sure as soon as trade shows are starting again, we will be there and meet in person. But today we do this webinar, and I think it's also a very good a chance to get deeper insight into packaging technology, and today in corrugated industry. Yeah, corrugated industry is really one of the highlights in packaging technology. I'm more than 20 years, 25 years nearly now in packaging, but the idea of corrugated is still fascinating me. Yeah, it's such a it's a typical example for how packaging should work. It should be an easy, simple idea, but doing so much good things. Yeah, taking some sheets of paper, gluing it in the right way, and you end up with a material that is strong, that is recyclable, that is easy to handle, that is lightweight. Yeah, it's out of renewable resources, so everything you could wish for packaging material. But for sure, it's not always on the same stage. It's going on and going on. Many developments are going there, driven by market, driven by science, driven by society. And this is what we want to have a short look today, yeah, to get an insight what is going on in this corrugated market. I'm really happy, and you see them all already. I will introduce them just before they speak. We have a really international panel of dedicated people in the corrugated business. Yeah, and I'm really also very happy to be allowed to lead this session, because I'm sure I can learn also a lot again on this. Yeah, and I think this is what we should do today. But first, before we start the real content, please also give a warm welcome to Patrick Gu. He's our representative of Reed Exhibitions here now in our panel discussions. And Patrick, maybe I can give the word to you, and you say also a warm welcome to our attendees. Patrick, please.
Okay, thank you, Jonah. Thanks for this opportunity to having me here to give all you guys, which is work for the corrugated industry. And actually, I will start with my presentation. And first of all, please allow me to open my slides. Hold on a minute. I hope everyone before the computer can see my screen.
It's perfect. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, thank you. And first of all, a very important news, probably some of you already know that we have postponed our show from April to July because of the pandemic issue. Actually, it's quite a bad news, but also it's a good news. And actually, we have a very enough time to prepare our shows in a very friendly environment to welcome all the overseas visitors as well. And today's sharing, I will divide into 3 parts. And for the first part, please give me several minutes to introduce our companies. And maybe most of you are very familiar with the show, it's corrugated, but I'm assume that probably part of you are not familiar with the organizers of the corrugated. And actually, I will start these sessions with my parent company, Reed. And the Reed is transitional companies which headquarters based in the United Kingdom. And we have 4 core business. First part is scientific and the technical and the medical. And the third part, and the second part is legal. And the third part is risk and business. And the fourth part is the core business. What I am doing for the Reed Exhibitions is exhibition services. So for the Reed Exhibitions, and we have more than 400 events in our portfolio, which is focused on the 43 industry sectors. And for the Reed Exhibitions Great China, we have over 70 events each year with over 2 million square meters of total show floor space. And this is our converting business map. And you can see that besides the show we always organize in China, we also have a lot of converting shows in different regions, in Russia, in India, in Vietnam, in Brazil, in Argentina, and in other regions. And this is our whole packaging industry chain. We cover from the upstream to downstream. And from the upstream, we have our raw materials exhibitions, which is named the Sino paper. And for the middle stream, we more emphasis on the machinery production. Besides the two shows you are so familiar with, we also have our digital printing expo, and we also have our flex pack expo as well. And from the industry, we also have a very core expo named as a China Packaging Containers Expo. And center on these exhibitions, we have two sub-shows, which one is the Food Pack and Tech, and the other one is INMET, it's Intra-Logistics and the Process Management Expo. And probably most of you are very curious because after the pandemic outbreak since the 2020, it's very tough for event organization to launch offline events. But for the Reed Exhibitions, we promote and we forward a new value. It's a hybrid mode. The hybrid mode is combined with the offline events plus the online events. And for the offline events, maybe some of you have already joined us in the past, maybe 3 or 5 years, because the Sino Core and the Sino Folding Carton is annual events. And we have 1 year in Shanghai, and the other one is in Guangdong province. We just finished the 2021. We organized in Shanghai Exposition Center. Now you can see that for the offline events, we acquire more than 120,000 square meters, and we collect more than 1,003 renowned exhibitors to join us, as well as 18,000 trade visitors, mainly focused on the Chinese market. But how can we serve the overseas visitors against this pandemic issue worldwide? We create our online expo portal. And the last year is our first time to create and build this online expo platform. And on that occasion, we attract more than 10,700 audience with 100,000 impressions, as well as the over 600 engagements to interact with our overseas visitors. And beside the online expo portal, we also alongside with 6 hybrid programs. For the online guided tool, it's led by the professional hosts and experts, and the online audiences can have a closer look at the latest technologies and the solutions along the seen the lines. And exhibitors can also demonstrate their machines in front of the camera. Online audience can interact with on-site exhibitors and hosts in real time. And regarding the online guide tool we host in the 2021, we designed 11 scene guidelines, which has involved more than 18 exhibitors. For the Running Man, is directly contacts audience who has registered for the virtual show via the WhatsApp or Facebook messages. Take them video to around the exhibition hall and arrange short online meeting between the buyers and on-site exhibitors. This is the performance we achieved in the 2021. We organized over 315 sessions of short meetings, which has collected 120 online audience with 200 on-site exhibitors involved. This is our superstar products we have already done for over 20 years. It's online matchmaking. This is a service tailor-made for the international visitors to find the right partners and the solutions based on their preference and needs. Virtually meet face-to-face with potential suppliers. And also we have done more than 400 sessions of the same online matchmaking meetings during the showtime. And we invited more than 127 online audience with 200 on-site exhibitors to join this so professional business online matchmaking project. This is offline events we always organize in Shanghai. It's the World Corrugator Awards. This is webinars we are used to do with different kind of the associations, mainly from the packaging and printing industry. And this is the exhibitors live stream, because during the show time, we also encourage our exhibitors to do their own live stream. Not only we tell them to do some live streaming during the show time, but also we encourage them to do the live streaming in their machinery plant as well. So what we will do in 2022, sorry. Thanks for reminding. Okay, first of all, I'm super honored to announce that we, as Jonas mentioned, that we build a long-term strategic partnership with WPO since maybe 2021. And I will not spend a lot of words to describe how well-known and how leading WPO is. So after we get strong endorsement from the WPO, we upgrade our branding into WePack. So in 2022, we will covering 7 sub-exports, including Sino corrugated sauce, Sino paper, Sino folding carton, Inmat, food pack and tag, and the PackCom, as well as the digital printing. So how can we upgrade in detail to build a very fantastic and very brand new online plus offline events to all the visitors and exhibitors worldwide? For the offline part, it's our first time to enter into the new hall based in Shenzhen. It's Shenzhen World Exhibition Convention Center. And then you can see that we occupied 8 halls with these sub-expos. And for the online part, this July is our first time to establish a very online, attractive trading portal. We called it globalcorrugate.com. So we developed into 4 steps. So for the first step is regarding the trading platform. And the second part is regarding the events platform. The third part is media platform. And the last part is more intelligent information-based platform. So this July, you will see the first version is help the domestic exhibitors and the overseas visitors to do the matchmaking project in this via this kind of a professional online trading portal. And the second way we will upgrade is to do our online export platform 2.0 version. So this year we select the new vendors which is good at the information and the technology solutions. So we have already started our first step to work with these vendors. So I will keep all you guys posted, any news and any updates once we have promote this online export platform to the public. And the third point is we will more emphasis on the content and the promotion ways to organize our webinars, such as this kind of the professional webinars we are talking about. Because in the webinars, we are more focused on the content driven, as well as we will select the most effective way to promote these webinars to all the audience, which is from every corners of the world interested in the packaging in the industry, printing industry. And this is the events we will organize with our all the GPMA. It's a Global Packaging Media Alliance media partners. So on that time, we will invite several media partners from Asia, from Europe, from America to share with us which is the most attractive and which is the most interesting news happen in 2021 in their own market. So I will give all you guys the registered link after the meetings to let you join this kind of the big news broadcasting webinars as well. Okay, that's all what I'm sharing with you. So last but not the least, I'm on behalf of my organizations to wish all you guys safe and health. Thanks, Jonas.
Thank you, Patrick, for your presentation. I think everybody now knows why we are so happy we from WPO are so happy to have a cooperation with Reed, because they really have a lot of things going on. They have many ideas also to overcome this COVID period we have, this very many new formats. Okay, Patrick, please close your presentation and stop sharing your screen so we can go back to full screen mode.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, and with no further words, because time is always limited on such events, I welcome Miss Eleni Despotou from FEFCO. Yeah, I'm really happy that we have her here, because if you want to know something what's going on with corrugated, especially in Europe and that area of the world, then ask FEFCO, yeah, and then ask Eleni, because she is Director General of FEFCO, yeah. We are also happy because we also have a cooperation with STEM, yeah, because if you want to be active in corrugated, you have to be a partner of them for sure, yeah, and much more. She will say about details about FEFCO in just some minutes. I have seen it in your presentation, Eleni. I'm happy because she's always also expert in such things like climate change, energy, circular economic, sustainability issues. And as you can imagine, this is one of the biggest topic we have at the moment to discuss, yeah, and we will also see it in her presentation. So welcome with me, Eleni. Please share your screen and show us your presentation. Sorry, one technical issue. You started already. I think you all the audience is already very used to these formats. Use please either the chat or the question and answer section to formulate your questions. We have now 20 minutes presentations and then 5 minutes for a question and answer session. So Eleni, but now the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Johannes. Can you see my slide?
Positive.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Yeah, hello, everybody. And thank you, Johannes, for the kind invitation, first of all, and the kind words of introduction. Indeed, if you need to know something about corrugated in Europe, please come to us and ask us. Of course, we're very happy about the cooperation we are having with WPO. And today I will try to drive you through in my few slides about the European overview of corrugated and perspectives. And of course, I'm happy to answer any question may occur. So what I will present you today is a few words first about FEFCO. Who are we? Markets as they have been shaped late years, sustainability items, which sustainability is in the heart of our manufacturing industry. Which are our challenges? As every industry, we do have our own, and some technical projects that may be of interest of participants here. So when we say FEFCO, it means European Corrugated Industry. And here you can see all our members' plants locations. We represent around 80-25 manufacturing of corrugated in Europe. And we are trying to reaching out additional countries that are not shown as in the map. So who are we? We do represent, as I showed you, around 700 plants, 400 companies. The production is around 48 to 50 billion square meters. We do pack and protect more than 75% of European goods. And an important point that I would like to stress here, that the corrugated packaging is derived from 89% of recycled content. You may know that corrugated board is 100% recyclable and biodegradable. And this is quite an asset compared to other packaging materials. We are having 100,000, our companies are having 100,000 direct employees in Europe. So,
Eleni, sorry to interrupt you, but I think your picture is frozen. I still can see the map, the European map of your locations, but I think you're already on slide 5 or 6, kind of this
Yes, what should I do? Should I stop and share again?
Please, yeah, do so. This normally helps.
Okay, apologies.
No, you know, it's technology issue. Yeah, okay.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, perfect.
Number
Perfect.
5.
Working again. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
You're now on vision. Yeah.
Super. So just to share with you the vision that we are having at FEFCO, I joined FEFCO just 1 year ago, and the mandate I have received from the board and members is make FEFCO the reference voice of the corrugated industry in Europe. Of course, aim to a sustainable and innovative industry, so make whatever is possible from our side to support our member companies to their sustainability and innovation agendas, and make sure that corrugated becomes the privileged packaging solution. I guess this could be a kind of vision that every material can have, but at least this is for corrugated packaging. A few words about the markets. Can you see my slide?
Yes, yes.
No, again.
It's still in page 6. Is that right?
So can you see the? You cannot see then the shipments.
No, we see the vision still. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what happens.
Elaine, put it into
Presentation mode,
and that might change it.
It is.
No, not. There might be a problem. That thing's not working.
Because I'm in slide 8 when I showed the total shipment in million of square meters. You cannot see this.
Now we can see it. Yeah, now we can see it, but we haven't seen it before.
Okay. So if you don't, if my talk does not follow the slide, please let me know. Of corrugated packaging in million of square meters, notably it's approximately covering 100% of the production in Europe, and you can see the tremendous increase in shipment, notably after 2016. You can see going from 37 millions to 51,000. So part of this explosion may be justified by COVID outbreak. Corrugated packaging industry was one of the ones that really benefited from the COVID, despite all the negative impacts we had in our everyday life. And this trend is expected to continue. And here I have just a snapshot of the corrugated board developments, shipments 2021. We don't have the official data yet, but this is an appreciation, an estimation made by the Container Board Association, where it shows a clear increase and development of the markets, notably certain percentage everywhere in Europe, in the world, in year 2020. What is realized, the percentages shown there are the addition to the production compared to what we have been projected. And similarly, we estimate the markets in year 2021. We may have the results by the end of the year, where we see a tremendous increase almost everywhere. So from the market's perspective, at least what we hear from our companies is that future, as far as markets are related, looks bright for the time being. Of course, we have the external events that can occur that we don't know, of course, how they will influence the industry, notably the high skyrocketing of prices of energy due to the recent developments in Russia and Ukraine. So those, of course, are projections under normal conditions. So the rest, of course, nobody will know how the whole situation will be affected. Sustainability is in the heart of our manufacturing.
Sorry, Eleni.
Yes.
Eleni, sorry, we still have the same problem. Yeah, we are still on slide 8. I think you're sharing the wrong screen because we are seeing not presentation mode of your presentation, but we see now it's working again.
It's working again. Can you see the projection mode?
We see the working mode. So we see the small slides on the side and then
I'm
the
really
center.
sorry. I'm really sorry. We cannot. I have done all I should do, but apparently it doesn't work. I don't know for what reason. I never had this problem again.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. Okay, I will continue. I will give you some.
Maybe can you change to the PDF version? You sent me a PDF version. Maybe it's.
I will. Yes, I will try. Sorry for this.
Yeah, sorry too. Because. Sorry for the inconvenience, but okay, it can happen, I think.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, perfect.
Is it better?
And now it works, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Eleni.
So a few elements about sustainability. You may have seen more and more companies are issuing sustainability reports because, of course, what is happening in Europe with the Green Deal, climate change legislation, sustainability is in the heart of the manufacturing of corrugated. So needless to say that packaging has, and corrugated notably, plays an essential role. So as to protect, to preserve and promote goods. And when we refer to the value of packaging, we always refer to the value of the products that are supposed to pack, protect, preserve and promote. Corrugated board is circular by nature. It's quite well known, and you can see here the entire cycle of corrugated board life cycle. We do at FEFCO since 20 years life cycle inventories and analysis, where we monitor really the developments of our product and business. So corrugated is recyclable and recycled in reality. So it's important to know that over the last 20 years, the amount of recycled material found in corrugated cardboard has been increased in order to reach the level of 89% today. And we have even cases where it approaches 100% in manufacturing, depending, of course, on which kind of packaging clients need, for which kind of functionality, what product, etc. Corrugated is caring also about natural resources. And in the LCA analysis, again, we assess the water use. And by the way, from 1997 to 2018, we could account a reduction of water use of 29%. I will be able, probably, we will be able at the end of the year to have the new figures, because every 3 years we're updating the LCA and we have the new figures. Climate neutrality, similarly, we do care about the footprint of our product, of our manufacturing, and we have assessed that from 1997 till 2018, the carbon footprint has been decreased by 40%. Also, quite a lot of work has been done on the average weight of the board in grams of per square meter. And here you can see really the steady decrease of the grammage of corrugated while keeping its functionalities. As every industry, corrugated industry has also its own hurdles and own challenges. For the time being, we have made surveys with our members, and this is a result of the survey, notably showing that the biggest challenge for the time being is first to ensure security of raw material supply, affordable energy prices, which is the hottest topic for the moment, I guess, for every industry. The challenge that can occur from policy, regulatory issues. You know that the European Union is the pioneer on environmental legislation, which puts additional burdens and costs on the manufacturing. Finding the right people to work in our factories, and also prepare the decarbonization pathway. The Green Deal, you may recall, that imposes a decarbonized economy by 2050 and implies, of course, decarbonization of industry. One other challenge that we are having currently in Europe is the reuse aspect. There is a certain belief that reuse is always much better than a single-use item, as is corrugated. Although corrugated can be reused a few times, the concept to reuse does not really fit with corrugated. From our perspective, we believe that there is the right packaging for the right product. I mean, we don't enter in fights with other materials. We believe that corrugated has really its virtues as far as hygiene, safety, and environmental impact are concerned. Also, a lot of discussions are made regarding over packaging. Certainly, everybody of us has experienced e-commerce packaging coming with over packaging. So, what we support at FEFCO is that the packaging should be fit for purpose, and the retailers need really to use the appropriate package and order the appropriate package for their goods, because we see that even underestimated packaging and overestimated may be harmful for the environment or may destroy the product that they are aimed to protect. We're doing quite a lot of technical projects, and I would like to highlight few of those that may be interesting for the participants here. So recently we have issued the corrugated packaging recyclability guidelines, and we really focus on the design for circularity. This is available in our website, and if people wish to visit, please do. We have also published a testing methodology for printed corrugated in food contact, notably. Again, this is free of charge and can be downloaded. And probably something which is a kind of lighthouse of FEFCO work is the FEFCO code book. Is something that has been initiated back in the 60s and which is updated currently. We have added additional 100 new designs, and the project is about to be published, is finalized currently, and it will be available probably in 1 month from now. We do the LCA analysis, as I said before. We do calculate our CO2 footprint, and this is a regular work we are doing every 3 years on focusing on sustainability performance. Last but not least, I mentioned before that carbon footprint is a quite important key performance indicator for our industry. And with our members, we have engaged to produce a carbon neutrality roadmap for 2050, which is a project which aims to elaborate on climate neutrality pathways for our members, and aims to help our companies through the decarbonization challenge. We plan to have also software tools that will provide to members to assess the carbon footprints of their products. Last but not least, we are promoting the virtues of corrugated as a renewable, recyclable, and circular material for packaging. It is a partner for e-commerce. Everybody knows we do encourage full collection, because for us there is no waste. The waste for others is a raw material for us, and we do care about sustainability, which can be promoted by design. So here it is. Thank you very much for your attention. Apologies for the technical problems, but I'm available to you for any questions you may have. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, Eleni. Thank you for the really good presentation. But I think this is what I promised you. Yeah, if you want to know anything basics and all what is going on about corrugated in Europe, then ask Eleni and ask FEFO. There is one question in the chat, and it means where can people get a list of FEFCO membership? Yeah. Where get I information if I want to become member on my own, or where I can find my member companies of FEFCO?
Yeah, so everything is in our website. It's important to know that FEFCO is a federation of national associations, of European national association, meaning that if you have a national association in your country, you need to be part of the national association to be indirect member of FEFCO. It's important to say here that all our experts are company experts. So although the members are the associations, our experts are company members. And if there is no association in the country, then you can be directly corresponding member of FEFCO. But you can, people can that are interested can really send you, Johannes, an email, and then you send it to me, and we can do it bilaterally then.
Yes, so the additional question is, yes, you have to be first a national member, and then you can go to FEFCO. And maybe a question to the topic, because, and I know that sustainability is one of your key topics here. We've seen that the tremendous success you had already in the last years, yeah, in reducing water consumption, reducing carbon footprint, reducing the weight of the material, and so on and so on. Yeah, and on the other hand, you said now you're going to that carbon neutral strategy 2050. How is this working? Because I cannot imagine. Can you still raise your recycling rate? Can you still reduce water consumption? Or what is the concept behind it? Or is it still open?
Yeah, for the moment we don't have the final results, but I have worked in my previous jobs in different roadmaps for other industries. So the concept is to first assess which are the sources of our emissions, and then to see in which areas we can have energy efficiency or efficient projects or better design, or so we have to go one by one in all areas where we can have improvements. As in all industries, in most industries at least, innovation is going in many companies. So our idea is to help the big companies, but also the very small that do not have the ability to do themselves. So a lot, of course, because most of our emissions lie on the fuel use. So if you decarbonate, in fact, the fuel you are using, you are reaching quite a big number of, you reduce quite a lot your CO2 emissions. And this is a lot of discussion how you do it, because what it plays a role is the national, of course, fuel mix, is the access that you may have. Now we see the gas price is really skyrocketing. Major fuel used in Europe is gas. So we count a lot on renewables, probably electricity, biomass. So we have really, what we are doing, we are assessing all the possibilities in order to do so. And then, of course, check all the sustainability criteria and items that can really help us to reach carbon neutrality. Hydrogen, for instance, we know that it's not available for the moment, but in 10 years from now, we may have green hydrogen, etc., etc. So we see what are the low-hanging fruits that we can do immediately by 2030, which is tomorrow, and which are the more advanced technologies that we can adapt after 2030 till 2050.
Okay, thank you for this. There is another question here in the chat coming from Pierre Bien, our president. Warm welcome to Pierre. It's about e-commerce. Yeah, you also showed it you said it in your slide that e-commerce boosted the business in Corrugated in the last years for sure. Yeah, and it seems it still keeps going on. Yeah, even in many countries, COVID situation is much better than before. Yeah, how can you react on this? Can you handle this in Corrugated business, or are you already on your limit?
No, we're not in our limit, and we're very happy that this is happening. And we believe that in general, COVID will change or changed already our habits. You see, we are meeting here all over the world, and we are in a webinar. So similarly, in the corrugated business, it was a trend which has been observed for the 2 last years. We see it persisting, although we don't expect as high growth as the latest 2 years. However, there is one part which will be taken by the substitution of plastics, notably in some cases. So we still believe in our expectations. As you have seen, we see positive developments.
But the limitation is the material. The limitation is the material. The limitation is the material, maybe.
For the time being, we were astonished to see that the projections of container board, because we had in our General Assembly last week, we have invited the container board manufacturers to show us their projections. And apparently there will be quite a big offer of of container board. So they ensured us that container board supply won't be an issue. Let's see.
Okay, let's cross fingers. Thank you, Eleni. Sorry, we have to stop here. All left questions, we can also send it, and hopefully then maybe can answer it directly in emails after the meeting. Okay, thank you, Eleni. Thank you for that presentation. We go over to our second presenter, Mr. Dariusz Susek. And please turn on your camera and mic again that we can see you. Mr. Susek is also, I'm happy that he's here because he's such a linking person, it seems to me. Yeah. Now at the moment he's sitting in Poland, Krakow, because he's from there, from that region. But he's very active in China too. Yeah. And connecting these two areas of the world, I think, is one of the most interesting things you can do at the moment. He's owner of Sanaka Technology. He has many projects running in China, and this is, I think, the insight what is going on in China, in that region, and is going on in Europe. Having this comparison, I think this is what we hopefully will hear. He helped also many Chinese friends to go to Europe. Yeah, and I think we can also be happy that he is here. He only has 4 slides, yeah, but nevertheless he has 20 minutes. So Dariusz, stage is yours, and I think your mic is still. It's on now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Hans. So some of you know me many years because I have more than 18 years experience with Chinese suppliers and visiting this China mainland and area. So as you said, I come from Krakow, Poland. So don't be so nervous. We are safe, but around our border there's a war, and it's a very serious issue. Anyway, I represent Sinopec Care as well, which is well known. And Sino means China, you know that. Yeah, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you today. Already 4 years gone since we seen each other in China. It is, but the life must go on, and everything absolutely goes on. Let me give you some like image of potential opportunities, how a European market looks like during a pandemic and after a pandemic period. So as you know, Polish industry has very high potential. And of course, it's because we are in EU, we belong to EU, European Union. We reinforce our position because of thanks to European funds. This is a great time for our economy because the processing industry is one of the fastest growing sector, and this is a fact. Yeah, so based on a Central Office of Statistics, which is our Polish office for all information, but also it's confirmed by Ms. Eleni. Estimate sales at a level more than 2,200 tons board and cartons were used last year. So employment in this sector has reached 70,000 people involved in production and converting, and also a number of registered companies is more than 12,000 companies. So, what is important? Year by year, we increasing the business year by year around 8%, which is not bad. The Polish printing and packing industry is still growing, and it's the largest sector of this kind of in Central and Eastern Europe. So these data are quite telling, and hardly needs any further comments. But Poland has potential for growth, for further growth on the market. But because there's a still because we are still in the first 10th, but we are holding 8th position. So hopefully in coming years will be better. What we must mention is COVID-19. COVID-19 pandemic already had a strong impact on production and in a variety of industrial sectors. The crisis has highlighted the needs to rethink existing working methods and approaches. It has shown the weakness of our industries, the weakest links in supply chains, and supercharged the need to find flexible, robust innovations to address these limitations. We find ourselves at a decisive moment, which some of old normal will crumble, and a new normal will emerge. So this transition, because it is transition, we all face this problem, and we must solve it day by day. This transition could be a window of opportunity for us to actively shape and renew the role of industry in society. But this requires a proactive, purpose-oriented approach, rethinking of paradigms, of understanding of how economies, industries, and economies function. The COVID-19 pandemic presented more dependencies of dispatching than ever before. But with people worried about transmitting and contacting the virus, receiving parcel packages from online sales was and is still on rise, with estimates around 20% annual growth. So the world attempted to operate during lockdowns and supply chain shortages last year. Consumers are still making more online purchases than before. So our role, companies have to evaluate practices and how to stay afloat. Future years bring hope for more sustainable packaging practices. People have become more focused on using products and make positive impact on the environment. 2021 shed light on the issues with sustainable packing. So corrugated packing market is growing quickly, helped by explosion of e-commerce and developments in digital printing technologies. So, corrugated board is proving popular in packing as sustainability becomes a more important issues across the value chain. It's easy to recycle, and the pulp and paper industry is already adept at converting this into new generations of corrugated board. In order for packaging industry to produce more sustainable products, improvement in waste collection and recycling system is needed. So for packing industry to respect the world boundaries, it needs to be sustainable. So we need to develop circular processes that reuse, repurpose, and recycle natural resources, reduce waste and environment impact. Sustainability means reducing consumption and greenhouse emissions to avoid degradation of natural resources, to ensure the needs of today's generation without jeopardizing the needs of future generations. So what is our role? What is SPC doing? You have to remember that, as Johannes said to you, we are always on your side. We have a very great experience with customers, with many cases, which after so many years, we concluded with success. This gives us confidence also, it is our advantage. We cooperate closely with leaders, technology leaders in sectors, environmental protection machinery, digital printing machines, and also conventional machines for packaging industry. We sold many machines, we sold many systems. Actually, I always say, we don't sell machines, we sell solutions. We give a solution, we give a system to match all your needs. So the most important thing is we have spare parts for all sold machines at site. So also behind the company logo, there's a team of technicians, engineers, also salespeople ready to help, support, and handle. So as I say during meetings, give us a call. We're always answering. We got many solutions for all your needs, and we are happy for cooperation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Darius, for your compact presentation. And there are some questions in there. Yeah, I like it very much. Bring it on the point. Yeah, not doing too much talking around, but bring it on the point.
So I can explain very easy, because after massive of information from Ms. Eleni, I'm very happy. We are
That's
very, our presentation match, because Eleni has great figures and also pictures and so on. My presentation is very compact, but of course behind all this comprehensive information, there's experience, and I'm ready to share with anybody, and I'm ready to answer any question.
But let's go to the questions, yeah, because there are some in the chat, and I just realized the question and answer thing is not working. So please use the chat function here to ask your questions. I think it will we will handle it. Yeah. Can you say in your projects? Yeah. One question is, what about efficiency standards? Are there any efficiency standards for corrugated board? So the people are there asking, do you know? I know we cannot go in every detail now. Yeah. But what are the amount of energy per ton used for, let's say, a C flute, a B flute, whatever? Yeah. Are there some common figures you can rely on? What are the benchmarks? Do you have some experience there?
Of course, I have experience. Generally, the market is divided into two levels. Okay, one level, top level, is international company. So they are big players. So they have systems like BHS, Fosber, and Agnati, for example. So they have different efficiency. And of course, they are different. They have different jobs and so on. So it's very difficult to provide such information. But the second level, like let's say our customers, they have medium and small businesses. So we have several Chinese production lines, and of course. I know some numbers, but picking these details into consideration, I don't know what we want to answer.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. We cannot talk about what is now the real number. Yeah, there. But if I cooperate, if I'm running a corrugated plant, let's say somewhere in China or somewhere in Poland or somewhere in between, yeah, you could help me on this. So you have the idea. If you analyze then my process, what is the actual level and where should it be to be really in competition with others?
Yeah, how much energy consumption per ton?
Per ton.
This is really I cannot easily answer for this question because it's so many factors involved. This is like kind of recipe for good cake. Because so different numbers. Okay, so I can see someone wants to compare. Someone wants to compare. Yeah, someone wants to compare BHS corrugator with max speed 250 meters per minute.
I think this is, sorry, Mr. Fusail or whoever is asking this question. Yeah, I think we cannot go in this detail because I understand, Darius, you have to analyze the real situation. Where are you? What kind of energy you're using? What kind of raw materials? Yeah.
I can answer like I know how much like steam. I know because it's like this is one factor I can reply because the capacity I know the line. Okay, so like the speed is 250, so it's 4 tons of steam per hour. But regarding energy, it's not possible to answer without calculation.
Okay.
Without calculation.
There was another question a little bit. There was another question, quite interesting question, a little bit far above, because in your first or second slide, you said about we are in a changing situation. Our situation of the markets are changing due to COVID and higher online marketing and so on. And this is also a big stress or challenge for the supply chains. Yeah. And the question up there was, what about software solutions there? Are they helping us at the moment? Are there the right software solutions already to face these new ways of doing supply chains and facing these challenges, or is there still some research needed there, some development needed?
Actually, there's okay. So the biggest brands on the market, BHS, Fosber, they use a special optimizing software for production and of course for handling orders and so on. But regarding waste management is still a lot of things to do. We heard really nice information from Mrs. Eleni, sorry. How because FEFCO is a real like a leader in this kind of challenge, because it's still challenge. We face big problem with lack of waste, lack of raw material, then lack of waste because of lockdowns. So now I guess there are several companies, software companies, working on software, and because of internet era, we have remotely sending data. So we collect all information online. So it will be more and more smooth, and efficiency will be much higher than before. So our market it will be is no more analog. This is my thinking. Now market it's become digital. Digital means big data.
Yeah, big data. And then I think it's also easier to answer all these questions. Yeah, how much energy, how much steam there, and so on and so on and so on. If you have that data, yeah, for sure. There's not any last round. Sorry, because our time is really limited. But there's one thing I also wanted to use if we have you here in the panel discussion. Yeah, between Europe and let's say between Poland, Europe, and China. Yeah, what is the biggest challenge in corrugated? Is one question. Is it waste? Is it quality? Or I remember Eleni, she said it's at the moment it's energy, yeah, because the costs are so high. Is this true for Europe? Is it also true for China, or are there differences? There's also one comment down there. One says it's about spare parts, yeah, availability of spare parts on some lines. Yeah, this is our biggest challenge at the moment.
Yes, energy is the key point these days, and if we want to be like productive, also competitive, we must focus on how to reduce the energy using energy. So this is the first point. The second point, if you are talking about spare parts, it's not for me, for my company, it's not a big issue, because I already discussed with my partners to use international spare parts. We use the most common spare parts you can buy locally on the market. So for me, this is not the issue.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Darius. Sorry, we have to stop our discussion again here because our time is limited and we have one more speaker. So, and also to all the attendees, I think you see Darius is a guy who really knows what he's talking about. So also contact him directly or via us or via Reed Exhibitions. Yeah, I'm sure we are allowed to give the contacts to give further and much more detailed discussions on your special problem in your special factory. Thank you, Darius. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we are going to our even already last presenter. Yeah, Jenny Chen. Hi, welcome. To our panel discussion. She says she's not so used to that kind of presentation here on Zoom, but I'm sure she's doing a good job because our presentations are here really running well. She's coming from Keishalong carton packaging machine in China, and I think if you are there on the market, you know it because it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, machine supplier for carton, corrugated, and so on in that area. It's also interesting that they have whole systems, as far as I understand. It's not only some special parts within the production. They are really whole supplier of whole plants, and for sure they are not only in China. Meanwhile, yeah, they are really active around the world in more than 70 countries. Also seen here in Europe, as I know. Yeah, and so I'm really happy to have her on the side, machine side. And Jenny, the floor is yours, and give us your presentation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Journalist. First of all, it's my great pleasure to be here to join the topic of latest technology and corrugated industry. My name is Jenny, the sales director from Guangzhou Keishalong Carton Packing Machine and the Japan Shinko Company. First of all, I would like to share my screen to show you some informations. Could you see it?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. So here now the topic we are talking about is latest technology in corrugated industry. Actually, our company is specializing in flex printing machine. So from the manufacturer of the flexible printing machine, let's to see the packaging trend in China. And now we are facing the background in China, the circumstance, for example, the policy from our China government, for example, like the carbon reduction and the plastic restriction policy, and also like a new packaging demand, for example, like the future packaging and also the supply chain change. And the big condition now we had is for the COVID-19 outbreak. So under this background, what's the packaging trend is how it's going in China. I think we are facing many changes and also challenges. For example, now we have many customers. They're doing very good business in packaging, but after the pandemic is outbreak, they have to restructure the company, for example, because now we got the numbers from Japan and from Europe. The top 10 rank the biggest manufacturer in packaging. In Europe and in Japan, is more, the market share is more than 50, sometimes up to 70 or 80%. But in China, the top 10 biggest factory in China only have around 10% market share. It's very nice. And the COVID-19 will speed up the restructuring, so we say regrouping the packaging industries for different companies. The challenge and the change we're facing now is for the labor shortage and the high labor cost in China, and the existing machinery, low production efficiency, and very heavy service cost. And also, one more important matter is for the quality control. So as a manufacturer of the flexible printing machine, what can we do for the packaging industry? We have to do some technology innovation. That's the basic we have to do. And also we have to accept new packaging concepts. And during the COVID-19 period, we have to improve the remote assistant and remote installation. To comply the government policy, we designed the machine with energy saving and less waste, and also to meet all the customer requirement, we provide integrated intelligent packaging solution. About the technology innovation, we got a new patent for our flexible printing machine for the non-pressure feeding system. For all the manufacturer of the carton box, they always care about the box strength after finished. So for what kind of reasons? I mean, for the machine design, in which design it will cause the caliper loss. We say the machine strength, the box strength loss or crash board. And in our machine, we got a new pattern, the non-pressure piston. You can see the video from here. It's a full vacuum transfer. There is no feeding rail. And also the feeding precision is around 1 millimeter. It's a very high feeding precision. With the speed, it can up to 400 pieces per minute. And for the new packaging concept, now the biggest packaging in country is the USA. And now we got a new packaging concept from our USA customer. We find the market first. The market first is the customer. They tell us they have the leads. So we customize this machine and ODM. This machine, it can print from top and bottom by one-time process. It can increase the production efficiency. And regarding about energy saving in our design, for example, like the inking, recycling time, and cleaning time, and the water consumption, ink loss, we have great advantage in our machine design. And some details we can share in later, but this one is because like the car designing in Japan, all the Japanese designer, they always focus on the energy saving. Same the concept in our machine design. We are trying to improving the design to reduce the ink and the water consumption and the power supply. And for all the customer, the customer, they always concerned is for the production manager, or the concern is for the waste and the quality control. And in our machine, some of our machine we already equipped with, for example, like printing quality checking and the glue defect device and the low good sheets mark and reject. This is also it will be a trend in China packaging. Before, this is quite common in Japan and also in Europe, some big group. But now it become a trend. It's also it's a very popular trend for our Chinese customer. Yeah, from the video you see here, we record for the first sheet as a sample, then we can analyze the printing quality. So it can save labors and also improve the production efficiency, and also you can ensure very good quality for your customer. It can make it can reduce the complaints from the your customers. And now let's move to the whole intelligent the design concept in the packaging. Our company now, from 2017, we bought a Japan Shinko company, which is a specialized fixed type, full servo control FFG machine. And this year, we was a reunion with Nantai Asahi for the flat bed die cutting, and also Jai automatic for the glue and the stincher. We also have a very popular products like jumbo machine. Before, for the jumbo machine, in China, it's offline. The jumbo flex printing machine RDC and the offline stitching and the gluing. But now we have the new design is completed, so it also can reduce the box processing procedure. Okay, this is very simple it's very simple opinion from my side about the packaging trend in China. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Really good presentation. I appreciate the pictures out of the factory. I like it so much that we really see what we are talking about. Not only figures and something like this, but really pictures out of the factory. I like it very much.
Thank you. I was worried because I don't have very, as a manufacturer of the machinery, we really need to be honest, we don't have too much numbers. That is our disadvantage.
Okay. Thank you for this. Yeah, but I really appreciate it because this is really what's going on in the factory. Yeah, the machine must run there, and we have to guarantee quality after all. Yeah, but there was one question because if I compare Elene's presentation, yeah, she said they have in FEFCO, they have this big program of carbon footprint, reducing carbon footprint. Yeah. And when I see your presentation, you also have many steps in there. Yeah, reducing ink changing time, reducing ink loss while the changeover process, reducing amount of water for washing things. Is this just simple steps, or do you also have such big programs like it's about reducing carbon footprint, or are you more working really particular in that special optimization of that special steps in your machines?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, our Schinkel company, they work in this industry now more than 90 years. It's a very known and old company. And they are, you know, always focus on the machine, improving the design for the energy saving. All the numbers we just showed for the ink loss and the water consumption is a real number which we tested in the machine. And compare the most common design machine, we got many advantages. For example, for the water fast changing, and just press the one button to start the machine. So the production efficiency is very good. You know, in China in 2012, that's my first trip to Europe. I visited some factory in Italy. I saw the flex printing and the rotary die cutting on for pizza box, and also for the AFFG machine. At that time, I was surprised because the factory they see there is very smaller factory layout, but they have many converting machine stitched together. And there is no any empty space to allow the people to go inside, for example, to the forklift. It's all full automatic, it's full intelligent control. But after 5 years later, we found a few factories in China, we got a similar design as what I saw in Italy. And just 5 years later, and until now, there's a huge change in China. Because now we are the best manufacturer for the inline for the glue machine in China, as was in Japan. From the number which we sold, the FFG machine, we can see there is a huge demand for the very high-end FFG machine. The reason why the customer they change and they want to invest more to go for this kind of machine is to save the labor cost. Because during the COVID-19 time, I would like to share one smaller story with our audience. There is one Chinese customer. You know, the factory is quite close to the one medicine manufacturer. And during the COVID-19 outbreak, is Chinese New Year at that time. There is no any factory, cotton factory is open for produce the cotton. And that factory, they have one set of Schinkel FFG, and they only call 2 people come back to the factory, then start normal manufacture. But for the small and the medium the factories, it's impossible to do that. They need many operators, laborers, you know, for feeding, for connect the paper. It's impossible to do it. So by they do it, they produce, I hold, more than 200,000 boxes for one shift. That's a huge product.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I also wanted to go for this labor issue, because also Tuti Buntaran from Indonesia. Hi, Tuti, by the way. Yeah, thanks for your contribution in the chat and in your questions. She also said it's the same in Indonesia. Labor availability is a big issue. What are you doing on this issue? You had it in your presentation. On the one hand side, it's about automatization. Yeah, some things, checks done by people is now automatized, and you have automatic check inspection facilities. Is this all, or where is this lack of labor coming from? Is it more that there are really no people available, or is it a matter of training? And this would be my question. Are you also have training programs to get people employed to be able to do such job on machines? Or is it really the problem that there are no people available in China at the moment?
Oh, that's a really very interesting question. It's also the a main issue our government is considering now. Now there are many young people in China, the young generation people. I'm not young anymore, but my idea is quite close to for my father age. So but for the new generation, it's different. They don't want to to come to the factory for doing the very boring and the simple and repeat jobs. And in China now, for the e-economic, for them online shopping like Alibaba, Taobao is very popular now. They also need many employees for the carriers, for delivery, also for the world is changed. Also like for the online shop, it was very popular. All the young generation, they are looking something is different. They don't want to go to the factory now. The factory condition is not good without air conditioner. They don't like this. And the working time is fixed. They want the working time more flexible and quite easy job without any pressure.
Okay, that's interesting because this is very similar in Europe as far as I know. So there are really common things. Going back last round, because we have to finish very soon. But there was one very straight question. May I know how to reduce ink consumption? Do you have some instant tips how to reduce ink consumption on your printing lines?
Yeah, sure. For example, the most common one, we have to just the design. For example, if the machine, the design for the ink recycling design and the ink washing design is good, it can save the ink. This one thing. And also, all our machine, we have the doctor blade for inking system, so it also can reduce the ink consumption.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think you're also open for questions after the meeting if somebody wants to contact you and have some detailed questions on your machinery or on some tips how to reduce costs, how to reduce energy and your strategies for labor if you're available. Okay, so I'm really happy. We are also quite good in time. Thanks to all my panelists here. You really did a good job, and Jenny, especially for you, really perfect. If you're not used to it so much, we didn't realize it. You really did a good presentation. I think we had a nice insight into what makes corrugated what it is. Eleni showed us very detailed what are the really facts about corrugated board in Europe, but also worldwide. What is that unique thing and why is it used that widely in packaging technology and why it is still growing and growing. Thank you, Dariusz, for your insights between Poland and China and the strategies to react on that changing markets, because I think this is what we can agree worldwide, that times are changing, times are strange, and we have to react on this and we have to find the solutions. For sure, we don't have every detailed solution for every change at the moment, but we realize that there is that change. And I think this is the first important step. And we have people like Dariusz who can guide us through this change and do a good job. And thank you, Jenny, for your insight there in printing technology and in the possibilities of your machines and your new really beautiful way of doing work in a carton factory, in a corrugated factory. Because at the end it's there, we have to realize it in the factory. It's not only about figures and numbers. We really have to produce it and bring it on the going live and bring it on the market. So thank you very much. Thank you, Reed Exhibitions in China. Thanks for organizing that meeting. Thanks to you, audience, being with us. I hope you enjoyed that meeting. I think there is a discussion going on, Tate. You will check if we can send the the presentations to the participants. Yeah. And for sure, if you have any further questions to us, to Reed, to WPO, or to our panelists, please contact us via email, and we will forward guide you through the channels and give you all the information. Thank you very much.
Yes,
have a nice day. Have a nice evening wherever you are in the world. Keep safe and peace for all of us.
Great pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Darius. Thank you, Lenny.
Yeah,
Bye.
good job.
Thanks, Johannes.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank
Stay safe.
you.
Yeah, stay
Yeah,
safe is
thank you,
important.
Thank you. Yeah, stay safe. That's the most important. Okay.